Welcome back to Beards and Brews. Hey, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe or follow no matter where you're listening. Not only does it help us out, you'll know exactly when we have another one brewing. Gentlemen, sometimes we have to go out of our wheelhouse and talk about a cop. Not just any regular cop. I'm talking loose cannon, out there for blood, just mercenary justice.
And wait, this one's not a Steven Seagal flick?
It tried, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Cobra.
I won't give it a banger status, but it's a ride for sure.
Yeah, definitely give this movie a B. A B for Cobra, that is.
I'm going to say something that you guys know, but maybe the audience doesn't. I had never even heard of this movie. Didn't know it existed before you guys started talking about it.
I can see that. Like, I thought I had seen this movie before, but as I got through it, I was just like, man, the memories I have of this movie are just non-existent. So this was a bit of a treat, for better and worse.
Let me just get this out of the way. First of all, this movie is 80s as hell.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Sure is. And I do have to say, it does it unabashedly. There's like a weird, dumb rawness to this movie.
Like, this seems like the kind of movie my mom would really like. And that's not a good thing.
Because if you look closely, maybe bottom half of the screen, you can see his Cobra.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's a very special type of weapon that was designed to make a very special type of wound, Eric.
No, I'm Italian. My Cobra's not hooded no more.
He did graduate from Snake the Stallion, so I'll give him that.
All right.
That's why the Hatchet Gang is after him. They want to take it to tip off his Tehachapi.
Oh shit, they want to cut off his egg roll.
Cut off our egg rolls? Hell no, let's get the hell out of here.
Anyway, all right, so this is Sylvester Stallone. Screenplay by Sylvester Stallone, starring Sylvester Stallone as... What's that guy's name? We were just talking about him?
Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, yeah, okay. But yeah, this takes place in the beautiful and grimy Los Angeles, California, as many of these movies do. Co-starring Brigitte Nielsen. Is that how you say it? You guys said it a little bit differently earlier. I don't know her well enough to know how to pronounce this name right.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. And,
Okay.
you know, she does play the flavor of love interest.
Yeah, I truthfully only know her as, like, Flavor Flav's ex-wife.
Oh, sadly.
Yeah, I think I'm aware that her and Stallone used to be a thing in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, they were a thing too?
Yeah, they were married at the time of filming. That's why she has so many, I guess, spots in the film to where, as Eric said, the flavor of love interest is just standing around. She's there on his dime getting a paycheck.
That sounds about right.
She's there on his dime making a music video for no fucking reason at all.
Oh man, I'm a little sad it didn't happen more than once. But somewhere during the movie's runtime, it just decides to be a music video, a workout music video at the end.
Yeah, it's just how they did it in the 80s. Workout video, there's robots, there's one of those things that women get put inside of them for a pap smear. There's all kinds of things.
Wait, Stallone wrote the screenplay, so I can definitely imagine him trying to pass off. The transition to the next scene is literally all bold jazzercise.
You know, for the next scene, I want you guys to really get up on Brigitte's camel toe. You know, she's tall. You gotta get in there, get deep. Because after that, I want you to
get in there.
After that, I want you to cut hard to Brian Thompson's cheekbones. You know, you gotta get up in those too.
We gotta make sure to sign on those guys from Mystery Science Theater 3000. I love those guys.
Fucking robots.
Did I ever tell you that time I got my uncle a robot in Rocky 4?
Damn it.
Look, there's a reason why we're goofing so hard so early. It's because this movie's plot is the exact same one we've seen in pretty much any other action schmaltzy picture. It's just loose cannon cop who only him can do the dirtiest jobs, and no matter how that's the case, they get pissed at him for doing the job the way they want him to do the job. Like, once you rest on that laurel, the rest of the movie is literally just cake, because it's just so ridiculous.
They gotta let the rest of the force know that only Cobretti can be the big fucking bad guy. Because if they had too many loose cannons, the whole town would just be insane.
Well, listen, they made a big show out of the whole shebang. Like, most of the movie is just kind of him doing his job, but they call for him. They call for him like fucking Batman. They meet on some indescript top of a parking building. I'm like, call him. You have a Cobra phone. I know you got one. And his number is just double ones. There you go.
Snake eyes.
Have you set up the Cobra signal?
Oops, sorry. Accidentally got Cobra Kai.
I was going to go with, where are the fucking Cobras with Ben...
Globo Jim.
Globo Jim with Ben Stiller and the fucking Cobras. He's like,
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
Isn't Conglamo like the company from Rocco's Modern Life? Are we going that deep?
I think you're right. Mr. Big Head works for them.
Yeah, it's all the same. OCP, you know me, whatever. It's Bad Guy Corp.
Yeah, so there's a big, like...
You good? I thought you had a massive migraine. Yeah. It sounded like I've got a...
I am completely sober today, nothing at all. So I don't know, maybe my brain's just not completely firing on all cylinders, but this is Los Angeles. There's a lot of crime. Specifically, there is a serial killer on the loose, and we find out that he'll kill anybody. Doesn't matter who. Like, kills old ladies, kills men, sexually assaults children. You know, he's a bad egg.
You are 100% right. This man, presumably a man, is a menace. Up till now, he's gotten away with 14 public mutilations set up for display around the city of Los Angeles. And just now, Cobra hears about it. Over some television.
Oh, I can't believe this guy's still on the loose. I guess it's because of all the laws that keep him out of the slammer.
Maybe he's just too busy eating the tips off a pizza.
Can someone explain? I was going to let that go. He takes a slice of pizza out of the box and takes a pair of scissors, just the tip, cuts it off, and takes a bite out of it. What's wrong with the rest of that slice?
This is all harkening back to where we started about the circumcision joke. You know, the guy's calling him a pig. He wants to cut him with that special knife and make a pork rind out of it.
Oh, shit. Looks like they're just gonna fry me up.
It's not half bad.
That's all he's doing this whole movie, is just sucking his own dick. Like, how fucking cool can Sylvester Stallone be? And he's going to be it. He's got the coolest car. He's got the coolest job. He's got the coolest gun. He's got the baddest bitch. He's got some of the worst lines you'll ever hear in a fucking movie.
No.
Oof.
It's the bad kind of ad-libbing where, they were just like, yeah, first take, done. Let's save some money on the back end with this one, right, fellas?
It's like he heard a lot of cool lines from Arnold and was like, I could do that. I'm a write some cool lines for myself. Watch.
We run into that pretty early, right? So, I gave him some shit for not knowing about the serial killer, but you know what? He's got his own shit. In fact, he's working a case right at the start.
Oh, yeah. That's where he runs into Edward James Olmos.
We open up to, a grocery store, just in the middle of somewhere. Some guy rolls in, just looking like trouble, you know. It's the 80s, trench coat, shades, basically dressed like our main character, but don't worry, this is a bad guy. Rolls into the produce section and just starts blowing away the cantaloupes. This man hates these fruits.
I have written down, fuck these cantaloupes, because he just blows the fuck out of them. Just shotgun those cantaloupes like they're cantaloupes.
Not only is he blowing away produce and driving up, consumer costs, but meanwhile, Kirsty's dad from Pinhead, Hellraiser, is like, Cobretti, you gotta get in there and get this guy the only way you know how, the only way you can. And Stallone walks in and goes,
so you're gonna blow this place up and kill the people?
And he's like, yeah. And he goes, aren't you worried about that? And he's like, I don't shop here.
That was the best. That was the best line in the whole movie. Not to mention that when he burst in the room on this bad guy, he seemingly arrived from heaven because the door that he just walked through is completely illuminated and smoke filled.
Yeah, so this guy's taking hostages in a grocery store and I guess not watching the front door because he just walks in. He just walks in. Why couldn't a regular cop have just walked in?
Absolutely. He's just as crazy as the crazies, just as psycho as the psychos. Quote, probably somebody.
You're a disease.
I'm the cure.
But he just fucking smokes the villain from Ghost, you know? He just fucking blows him away.
You're right. Shit. I thought that was just like Charles Bronson or something, just rolling in, hey, no dice.
Got a death wish for sure.
I don't want to move too far past it because there's a lot of it in here and I want to get started early. Man, lots of product placement. This movie was definitely sponsored by both Pepsi and Coors.
Oh, Coors for sure, because like he walks up to the bad guy, sees bad guy doing bad things, and he's like, "Whew, fellas, I'm running out of air." Glug glug. Coors, baby.
The same thing with Pepsi later.
Like, there's so much Pepsi.
Yeah, when they were fighting on that Pepsi-inspired Street Fighter level.
Yep. Round one.
Because it is so dirty and 80s, it just reminds me of like the second level of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, where you're just like walking by like a Pizza Hut sign in a game that it's just a sign for pizza. It's literally just an ad within the game. That's what the Pepsi is here. It's just an ad within the movie.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
Well, it didn't faze me any. In fact, I was thirsty for a little bit more Cobra action because as soon as he leaves this place, mind you, it's a mess. He murdered a guy. Technically did his job. He walks outside and all these reporters are just mobbing him like he's the celebrity Sylvester Stallone or something.
He thinks he's Rambo. Rambo is a pussy.
And of course we get the moment where like the movie has to ask the question, Mr. Cobra, why are you doing this? Couldn't you have solved this the same way any other policeman could have done, even though they sent you in specifically for the kind of work that you did all along?
You know, if he can change, and I can change, and everybody can change.
And I don't want to change because I'm cool as fuck.
And at that very moment, Cobra ascended into the air and punched Russia right in the face.
But yeah, the big idea from everybody else is like, people are entitled to protection by the law. They have their rights. You can't be a judge, jury, and executioner. And he's just like, bet.
I mean, he is the law.
He's already fucking Judge Dredd. You said it.
Bro, that fucking match in his mouth the entire fucking movie.
I was kind of hoping it would just spontaneously combust a couple times through the movie. Like when he gets fired up, so does the match.
Oh my god, that would have been beautiful. Like leaning into that last action hero, you know, comedy bit portion. That would have been phenomenal. Like the match lights up, the little flame glows, the glasses like explode out and you see his eyes underneath and you get like some crazy music or some shit.
Missed opportunity.
Yep.
Yeah, by the way, he's Ghost Rider.
Oh,
stop it.
Hey, my head feels like it's on fire after Arnold took a shit in the floor.
He didn't even use the 3 shells. What a dummy.
Maybe in Austria they have 4. Who knows?
Yeah, because it spins backwards down the toilet down there, right?
It's the Coriolis effect.
Anyway, so as we alluded to earlier, this isn't just one, Night Strangler or Night Slasher or whatever it is. This is some, mob mentality, fucking organized crime. For whatever means, like, I don't know what their goal is, just to have fun killing people. Because it doesn't seem like they're robbing them or anything, right? They're just killing for fun?
What are we gonna do tonight, Shao Kahn? The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to murder the world. No!
I guess.
Yeah. Try to cut up some girls, because that's all they do. It's just like every night. Actually, it's kind of comical the way the movie was edited for the first third for some reason, because, Sylvester Stallone and the cops at the police station, they're copping around. But we have these, short, almost like flashes of interlude where they're just, gutting somebody. And it's just so out of place sometimes, and they don't even take the time to, kind of show anything viscerally. It's just, the massacre is implied, which makes it even more funny.
Yeah, at the very beginning, we even get this little scene with they make it seem like a big cult or something with all these firemen's axes or something. But once we get into it, none of that matters. It's just 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. We see, I'm not going to say 100, but there's 50 guys standing in an abandoned pool that they rented out for the day to have their fucking hatchet gang meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the end of the movie, no one's using an axe. Everyone's on a dirt bike. and got a fucking fully automatic weapon. It goes off the rails so hard after the parking garage scene.
It's because they were such a shit gang. As soon as he pulled out a gun, they were like, oh shit, he's got a gun. Of course.
Would have been way cooler if everybody just had an axe or a hatchet or some form of that. Like, there is a guy that uses, like, a sledgehammer later, but aside from that, it's just, like, a bunch of pew-pewing. And, I don't know, that's kind of boring to me.
You think he got the sledge because they just ran out of shit to pass around?
Maybe they were like, and an axe for you, and an axe for you, and you get an axe. He's like, but this is a hammer.
Yeah. Right around now is when we get that Brigitte Nielsen music video to some song, Angel of the City. I don't know why this exists other than to get the runtime up to almost 90 minutes, but there we are.
Almost indeed. And also they paid for the whole song, so they have to use it at least twice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Alright. The only thing good that comes out of this robot, axe-wielding, sexual music video is the kill. Alright? Brigitte has seen the murderer. She goes outside. They're like, we gotta get her. She knows what I look like. We're gonna kill this bitch.
Yeah.
And they fail horribly. A security guard with a revolver arrives on scene. Everyone's like, cheese it. It's the fuzz.
Yeah, right. You know what their big idea was? There he is! Run him over!
Well, let me find the right key.
Yeah, he just folds like an origami. He gets squished.
Just seeing a full-size fucking blue van, like something that the Oogie Boogie crew would be in or some shit, smash into this mannequin, into a wall. And the best part is, you know, they just really ran a van into a wall because, like, the drywall cracks, the fucking paint from the concrete blows off.
Yeah, it's the 80s, and you know they just left that shit there, too. It's like, whatever. We'll figure out a place to put the mystery machine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, the dead guy will clean it up.
The dead guy.
The dead guy will clean it up. Damn, dude. Just like RoboCop, they kill him, he still gotta show up to work the next day.
Dead or alive.
At least he didn't shoot his dick off.
Don't tempt them, because they were just like haphazardly murdering shit in this scene. Because like we discussed, you know, the guy and Brigitte Nielsen, they're walking to the car and they get jumped. But like the guy gets killed, and some just dude in glasses walking with some office supplies gets got too. I was just like, okay, is this going to be the rest of the movie where just like shit pops off?
This is definitely where it fucking pops off, because for no reason, I guess just to show that he's had enough, we get a close-up of Shao Kahn and his masterful cheekbones sharpening this knife for every bit of 40 seconds.
On his cheekbones.
Yes, dude. Right down that bitch. Sparks are coming off.
Yeah, he's really hard on for that knife. Really trying to show off the boss lady, mind you.
Oh yeah, so this boss lady, I guess she's the boss lady, but she is a crooked cop. So crooked that she's like, I guess the head of like a organized crime ring or something?
Oh my god, you're so fucking right. She was so undercover, she wound up on her own damn case.
Seems like a conflict of interest to me.
I don't shot her.
Well, I mean, I guess nobody knew she was a bad guy. She spent the whole half of the movie just killing indiscriminately. Like, why stop?
Well, she spent the other half just making payphone calls, so it balances out, I guess.
Watching her on these payphone phone calls is some of the worst acting I've ever seen. Like, there are 20 seconds of her standing on a phone going, yeah, we're here. You gotta get here now. And Stallone's the worst fucking cop, because he walks up and sees this clearly happening. And he's like, I guess that's alright, no big deal. I'm gonna go bang Brigitte real quick.
Gotta make sure to put full penetration in this movie. Full penetration.
Straight at the camera. He eats his match.
I'm a sucker for good conversation.
But you guys are absolutely right, because like faux cop, actual bad lady is just every time she's on the payphone, she's really close to the main actors and gesturing wildly. That's the least undercover I've ever seen a cop.
And if they're trying to give us some big twist reveal that she was a bad guy, they show you what she looks like when she's murdering people. So then when she shows up 10 seconds later as a cop, you go, that's a bad guy. So them trying to build up the big swerve is useless.
Did they think it was going to be like Superman or something? Oh, you didn't recognize her because she was in a different uniform.
The only thing I can think of is just that everything is underwritten except for Stallone, but most of his work was just ad-libbed anyways. He's just whatever. It's like, well, we need the bad guy. We need to make it seem like there's some danger. Don't worry about it. This works. Wink.
We even find out, like, very early in the movie, there's a conversation between, like, Stallone and his superior or something, and Stallone's like, they've got to have somebody on the inside. And he's like, you don't know that. You don't have any evidence of that at all. Yeah, I saw it early in the movie. I wrote it.
Yeah, same vibe.
He 100% has the meta. Like, from the get-go, he's like, it's not a killer, it's killers. And they're like, shut up, Stallone, you're not supposed to know that. He's like, oh, sorry, I wrote this.
I can do puzzles real fast, you know? The two dudes walk into a bar.
And they're gay.
Get it?
I don't deal with psychos. I put them away.
With all the murdering and whatnot happening, like, she, of course, winds up in the hospital, just, you know, get a couple things fixed up, no big deal. It's not like all the bad guys know exactly where you are for seemingly no reason.
And all it takes is for our main man Shao Kahn to rub some fucking motor oil in his hair and then walk into a hospital, pull a Hitman Agent 47, kill a maintenance man, take his outfit and mop to gain access to rip off The Shining.
Here's Knifey.
Yeah, 100%. He goes up the elevator and the nurse or whatever is like, you know, you people supposed to use the service elevator. All right, this one time it's all right.
And he was like, what do you mean, you people? And mutilate. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just his thing, I guess.
He's not even stabbing her with a knife. It's just his cheekbones.
Just getting at her with the mop handle.
You guys keep bringing up his cheekbones, but you're fucking absolutely right. They give Sylvester Stallone a police sketch. The guy looks like fucking Muscle Man from Regular Show.
My mom! Get out!
But she's been heavily sedated for some time now, so she's not even going to put up a fight. They're doing all kinds of stuff around her or whatever, and she's just chilling. She's sleeping, taking a little nap, letting it all wear off. He gets there in just the right amount of time. She's like, man, I'm awake now and I have to go pee. It's a good thing that wore off right now.
Good thing King Cobra's here.
What I've got here today is, this is King Cobra. This is a premium malt liquor beverage. It says smooth taste. This is 25 ounces because I couldn't find a 40, but that's what I've got here today. Ooh. Ooh. I just knew I wanted to go after the King Cobra since this is the regular Cobra. And, ooh, this stinks. Ooh. You know that aroma that comes off of, like, hot tires in the summer sun?
Yeah, tar. Oh my god.
That sounds rough, bro. And it kind of fits, though, because Marion Cobretti is tearing ass in his 50s movie.
Are you fucking good, Chandler?
Hold on, let me get a couple more sips in. This is real bad. I don't know how people drink this.
Dude, you sounded like I just gave Harlan Williams a bottle of my piss.
Oh, but if I didn't mention it, this is from Anheuser-Busch. Didn't realize that. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri, and this is 6% alcohol by volume. And it is terrible. And I truly mean that. This is really bad. Very thin for 6%, and it is all like malt liquor alcohol. Okay, back when I was really young, my grandma, when she would buy beer, she would buy Milwaukee's Best. And it tastes like that. But if it's already gone through you once...
Oh.
Fucking hell.
So you drink like a 6-pack of Milwaukee's Best, let it go through you, and then try it a second time once it's been condensed. That's what this tastes like. This is an awful beer, avoided at all costs. End of review.
Oh shit, the reel has run out.
Well, that sounds like it's almost as bad as what happens next in this film. She gets away, they go on the run, and we ruin a classic car that looks like it was from Batman the Animated Series.
Oh yeah, his awesome 50. Quote him, not me.
Yeah, like, I'm not a car expert. Eric, do you know what this is? I would call this a Studebaker, because I don't know cars.
A bear in his natural habitat. A Studebaker.
It just looks like one of those old Mercuries or something. Maybe an old Chevrolet.
You heard it here from our classic cars expert, Eric.
Hey, sponsor us. I don't know.
So this is actually where our two leads kind of get to know each other a little bit before they get to the hotel room and make everything all sexy like. They're on this little road trip escape from the city. There's nothing here. There's nothing here.
There is truly nothing there. They rented a truck or bought a truck. They have a truck. After crashing his car, he nearly kills her. And we get a fucking montage of driving and murder prep, followed by expo dump from his junk food loving partner at some road stop fucking place. And none of it makes any sense. None of it is necessary.
No,
but all of it is wonderful.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I'll meet you halfway. Is it pointless? No. We have to learn about his little sidekick. They're best buddies. Oh, he likes junk food. That's his thing. He has a thing, guys.
Yep.
He's going to get fucked.
That's his entire thing.
Yeah, he's going to get fucked, right?
Yep. With a Skittle. With a Skittle.
But that's what I expected. I wholeheartedly expected something god-awful to happen to this good man, I'm sure. Because he just plays that kind of goofy other cop. You know, you got the hard Stallone, but he's just like the comic foil, if you want to go that far.
Oh, come on, doll. We're just good guys asking bad questions.
So I got a bad question. They keep referring to him as being on the zombie squad. The zombie squad. Oh, this guy's on the zombie squad. And somebody even asks, well, what's that mean? And the response is, that's the bottom line. What is the what does that mean? Can't just say that's the bottom line.
But you can, because Stone Cold said so.
No.
Ooh, I'm just going to assume that the zombie squad has the same rules as Fight Club. 1 and 2. You know, pretty airtight.
Don't talk about zombie squad. I keep forgetting how bad this is.
Oh, you still going back to it?
I'm just like, oh, I'm thirsty. I'll take a sip.
Well, good to know there are people and drinks out there that make you feel like you just got garroted.
So where are we at now? We're up at this hotel, motel, whatever, up in the mountains, trying to get away from the city. And Brigitte is like, trying to smash, really.
Trying to. Man, that's like her whole MO for the last half of the movie. Like, legitimately, Cobra could be in a room doing police work. I'm doing a wiggly hand gesture.
Uh-huh.
And she'll just be, like, seductively just, like, biting her lip. It's as hilarious as it is distracting.
Just laying half naked in a motel bed, and she's just like, so what do you do to relax? I look for trouble.
Okay. Almost as much as sleep. Okay. So they're in the hotel, and they're sitting there. And at first you don't notice what's going on in the background because the camera's so in tight on Stallone. He is laying grenades out. He is basically putting weapons together, slapping steel against steel, racking magazines, just dropping shit on the ground. He's basically hammering on a steel plate. And then Brigitte Nielsen moves in the background. And you're like, oh yeah, she's over there. What's she doing? And he turns to her, still beating on fucking metal.
It doesn't matter. You can't sleep.
Like, who the fuck could?
Dude, 100%. Even the missus was like, yeah, you woke me up because I can hear you reloading across the fucking room.
I'll be honest, I've got 1 page of notes left for the entire rest of the movie. It's kind of just like a big, gigantic action scene where nothing has consequences.
Okay. I'm glad you said that because it was at this point in the movie I and also Sylvester Stallone realized that this is going nowhere. And I'm stuck with the whole movie to wrap up. What do we do, guys?
What do we do? Let's drive through this lemon grove. I like lemon. It smells good. It smells like pledge.
All right. That's another problem I had. After we deal with the onslaught of bikers on pre-slicked roads where it hasn't been raining, but they wet the roads. That way these bikers could do the stunt. Good for them. We get a lot of really cool pyro. We get a fucking motorcycle driving through a door, which was awesome. We get the lemon grove. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that because it's right next to an industrial forge. What are they creating with lemons and industrial forges?
A can of lemon pledge.
Yeah, like, I've got my handy-dandy notebook, and it's not telling me shit.
No, that's totally it. They make cans of lemon pledge.
Yeah. That one's solved. Let's wrap it up. Didn't even need magenta this time. Right?
See, that's the thing. You have to answer these rhetorical questions these movies give us because if you don't, it's kind of bad.
It's kind of bad. Yeah. So eventually it ends up just being like one-on-one. All of the additional bad guys get disposed of. It's finally just Stallone versus Big Ugly is what I have him down in my notes as. The big bad of the whole movie. And they're in this industrial forge type place. And I have a feeling there's going to be an unfortunate smelting accident.
I love gold.
We all knew with the scent of Centronella candles in the air that Stallone was going to spam jump kick leg sweep on Shao Kahn until he got that fucking stage fatality.
No, that's 100%. You know, after they roll into the set of Terminator, there's clearly a dude-shaped furnace in the back. Just put him in there. Just do it. Like, they show it immediately. I'm like, of course.
Just make it the shape and size of a dude. This dude.
It's comical in the best way, how everything is telegraphed. He walks in, dude-shaped furnace, dude-sized hooks flying through the air in a rhythmic fashion. Like,
It was like Blue's Clues Part 2 right there. What do we want to happen?
See, I just think of this as like straight up one of those like Windows 95, like solve the puzzle, click and go, like puzzle games where it's just like, all right, click the bad guy. Now click where he should go. That's right, on the hook. Now press the lever, double click it. There you go. Now he's going to be incinerated.
Damn it, Wesker, why won't you die?
You were almost a Jill sandwich.
God, fuck.
But thank God he kills Brian Thompson because Earthrealm is saved until the next time Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn want to rise up and challenge Raiden and motherfucking Sylvester Stallone.
You know, you been to hell? That's fucking crazy.
Shit, dude, those are the best lines. Actually, any line that Sylvester Stallone had in the Mortal Kombat was 10 times better than anything in this movie. In fact, this wraps up with him just giving like a fucking tooth gap check to Letterman and just riding off into the distance with Brigitte Nielsen on a motorcycle.
Oh yeah, he's like, hey, do you need a ride? I know your truck got destroyed. And he's like, no, I got my own wheels. Where'd that motorcycle come from? It's one of the bad guys, right?
That would be the safe assumption. Otherwise, it's just there, which I think I like more.
He's just stealing a motorcycle.
Requisitioning.
I think that in this movie, the cop, played by Sylvester Stallone, probably breaks more laws than all of the bad guys combined.
But isn't that the dramatic irony?
It might be, if the viewers of this movie were generally smart enough to understand what dramatic irony was.
If those kids could read, they'd be very upset.
Instead, I feel like it just comes off kind of like propaganda.
Oh man, the Reagan was really big in this movie, don't worry.
100%. This is like Reagan and Thatcher just like in a hot tub making love to each other.
You have people like, no, they just have mental health issues and things they can work out. And Stallone just busts with a shotgun. Scum!
Stop it. Get some help.
Well, I had a lot of fun with this one. Are there better action schlock movies? For sure. Was this fun to see where Arnold Schwarzenegger completely ripped off everything from Last Action Hero to make fun of Stallone? Sure. It's got great explosions, cool guns, some badass stunts. It's got fucking Shao Kahn and Stallone just stroking his ego all over the place. It's a flick for an era of that style. So if it's up your alley, give it a shot.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. There's not a single thing in this movie that's good. Not a damn thing. But that's the ticket of admission. Just seeing this thing exist, barely holding together for roughly 90 minutes. Stallone is so full of himself, it's totally worth the watch. I've got to recommend it just on the nonsense alone.
Not really for me. This isn't for me at all. No, I didn't really find anything entertaining. There's a lot of stupid little spots that I can make fun of. There is that. But otherwise, this is, in the words of DJ Khaled, another one. Just another one.
Well, there you have it. That was Cobra from somewhere in the 80s, according to Reagan. If you have any strong feelings about the movie or the show, leave in that comment section below.
Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. Be sure to bash that little bell icon down there too, so you don't miss what we have brewing up next.
Get out there and follow us on them their social medias. We got them. You want them. Check them out. We're anywhere podcasts are available. give us a listen. You can even find us on YouTube. We're kind of funny here and there. Shit, we reviewed Cobra. We did not. We might have to send someone to big you.